My dear Healy World members, this is now the best part for me, because what I can present to you now is the result of years of work, and it's the next step in the Healy product evolution. You all know the Healy, and now and in all future there will be one Healy only. The Healy which you know, your small companion, which you always carry close to your body, which will always give you the frequencies which you need right now through electrical currents, through your body, electrical frequencies or the quantum potential frequencies which directly affect your bioenergetic field. But here is the next step in the Healy product evolution. It's an amazing new device which complements the Healy as you know it, as the magnetic field is complementing the electric current. And life, and the life and energy of our cells is based on both. It's based on electrical current and on the magnetic field, which since billions of years surrounds us here as a natural environment of life in which our body has grown to what it is now. And here it is. I proudly present to you the MagHealy. So the new Healy, which I can present to you now, the MagHealy, the magnetic Healy, creates a magnetic field with all the frequencies analyzed from the information field through the quantum sensor as you know it, which creates an atmosphere of a magnetic field in which you can move, in which you can live, in which your children can play, which fills your car so that when you leave the car after a long drive, you can leave it with more energy than the time you entered it. Imagine all the different possibilities where you're living in a space or you're working in a space, you want to concentrate, you want to focus, you need creativity, you need frequencies around you. So the MagHealy will fill your house, will fill the space around you with the frequencies you need. And that's an amazing step into living with frequencies and being carried and supported in life with frequencies. For this purpose, we have developed the technology of Healy to a next step. We have two quantum sensors in the MagHealy. One of these quantum sensors is connecting in the usual way with the information field, and the other quantum sensor is connecting through an infrared diode directly with the field of your body. So there are lots of new technical details which I would like to tell to you, but maybe that's not the right moment because you will probably know what you can do with it. So there are few different applications which are clearly distinct from each other. The first I already have highlighted. We call it the MagHealy atmosphere module. And it's really creating an atmosphere of frequencies in which you can live with a radius of about 1.5 meters. So put it on the little cupboard next to your bed to sleep. Put it there where your children are playing, put it on your desk, or put it in the middle of your conference table where you have important meetings so that the exchange will be harmonious. There are 24 programs in the Healy atmosphere where you can enjoy frequencies directly through the space. That's the first module of the MagHealy, the magnetic field Healy. The second is as important and as amazing, and it's a milestone because through the magnetic field the frequencies can directly activate and inform the water which you are drinking or the water which you use to cook your food, the water which you use to make your coffee or which you give to your plants to grow or which you give to your children to take to school to drink. We all know that water is the cradle of life. It's the basis of life. And we consist of 99.5% water molecules. And water is the material form of the information field. The information field, through the frequencies as its language, directly interact with the water. And this carries us. We perceive the information of the information field through the water. So with the MagHealy, through the magnetic field of the Healy, you can now activate and inform the water. And we have developed another 24 programs for activating and informing your water. 3 of them are my favorite ones. It's called fasting 1, 2, and 3. Because from time to time, if you feel you need a time for your body to recover from all the food and to regenerate, then you can fast with water. And if you activate and inform the water, you will have an additional support for this. So 24 programs for this purpose. Additionally, there is something which we call the MagHealy Classic. It's 14 programs, and it will expand also to 24 programs, which are based on studies which have been performed in the last 20 years with magnetic fields with very specific frequencies. We have also included them as an extra module in the MagHealy. But here is another absolutely amazing aspect of the MagHealy. And here is a little play with the name of this new product. MagHealy means the magnetic field applications of Healy, but it can also refer to one of the world-leading experts on frequency applications in the last 25 years, Caroline McMakin. She is one of the most experienced persons on this planet applying frequency applications and therapies to 10,000s of people. She has trained more than 4,000 therapists in all the countries of the world. And it's such an honor for us as a Healy world to work with her, to have her trust, so that since many years she's sharing all her knowledge, all her experiences, and all her frequencies with us. So the MagHealy is finally the product where we can integrate all the life work and experience of Caroline McMakin in well-being applications. So it's my great honor to announce Caroline McMakin today. She will, with her own words, introduce herself and this amazing new product. Caroline.
Hello, Healy world. My name is Dr. Caroline McMakin. Thank you for having me at this wonderful conference. I am happy to share some good news with you today. It all started 25 years ago when I developed a technique called frequency-specific microcurrent, FSM for short. This is how the story of FSM began. At the age of 40, I decided to follow my dream of becoming a physician, and I moved with my husband and our 2 young children from San Diego in California to Portland, Oregon, so my husband could go to chiropractic college. Along the way, I decided that since I'd always wanted to be a physician, that I would go to chiropractic college too. Now in Oregon, in the US, the scope of practice for chiropractors is very broad, and chiropractors are more like general practitioners who don't prescribe drugs, but who are very well trained and treat many physical and visceral complaints. My husband and I divorced in 1991, and I met George Douglas, a chiropractor who was one of my instructors at the college. Now, Dr. Douglas worked with an osteopath and naturopath physician named Harry Van Gelder in 1983. Dr. Van Gelder bought a practice in 1946 that came with a machine that was made in 1922, and that machine came with a list of frequencies. Now, between 1908 and 1925, thousands of physicians in the US and Europe and UK used electrical devices and frequencies to treat patients. In 1925, the medical system declared that drugs and surgery were the only therapies allowed, and frequency therapy, herbs, homeopathy, electromedical therapies could no longer be used. The devices went in the trash, or they went in the clinic, but in the back room, and they got covered up with a sheet. Dr. Van Gelder bought this practice, walked into the back room, found the sheet, took off the cloth, and saw the device. The device came with a list of frequencies, and Dr. Van Gelder taught himself how to use it and began helping patients come back to health and well-being. When Dr. Douglas worked with Dr. Van Gelder in 1983, he brought the list home, put it in a drawer, and found it again in 1995, and he shared the list with me. I began using it with a microcurrent device to treat many conditions, and it was incredibly successful. So in 1997, 2 years later, after research and trials in my clinic, I started teaching FSM to find out if frequency-specific microcurrent was reproducible. Did it work because the frequencies were actually having an effect on the bioenergetic field and restoring health and well-being, or was it something magic about my hands? Well, the first class was taught in 1997, in January. By June of 97, we knew that it was reproducible. There were 20 students in that first class. About 10 of them bought devices and began using it. And by June of 1997, we knew it was reproducible. I kept on teaching it because it helped so many people that it would have been immoral not to. It all started with about 20 practitioners applying what I taught them. After 25 years of teaching many seminars a year in multiple countries, today there are 4,000 FSM practitioners in 23 countries using frequency-specific microcurrent, that dual frequency therapy to help their patients and clients live better and healthier lives. We began using a magnetic converter that would convert frequency-specific electrical pulses into frequency-specific magnetic pulses attached to this converter by 6-foot-long cables. It's about 5-6 years ago, and we found that magnetic pulses, frequency-specific magnetic pulses, work as well as frequency-specific electrical pulses. So this amounts to several million individual successful treatment sessions around the world. It has resulted in a frequency-specific microcurrent and pain management medical textbook, a consumer book, The Resonance Effect, and 13 or more peer-reviewed published papers in proper journals. I met Marcus Schminke from TimeWaver about 6 or 7 years ago, and over time, TimeWaver became the company that would take frequency-specific microcurrent to a whole new level of device precision and quality. They distributed professional holistic health devices to an international network of practitioners who already understood the bioenergetic field and the effect of frequencies and patterns on holistic health, well-being, and vitality. After several years of collaboration, TimeWaver and Healy World developed the MagHealy device. It's a small, battery-operated device. It's about this big. It's controlled by an app on a smartphone. There's no wires. There's no cables. And the frequencies on 2 channels are very precise as they're delivered by the MagHealy. It can be used anywhere, everywhere, easily. It's portable, and it is entirely unique. It provides dual frequencies from my technique, frequency-specific microcurrent, that basically everybody needs. I use mine every night. The combination of two frequencies carried over a magnetic field is very effective, and it works just as well as microamperage current on two channels. So how do the frequency pairs work together? Honestly, we're not exactly sure. We do know that the first frequency on the list addresses an imbalance in the bioenergetic field that may have already manifested itself in the tissue. The second frequency addresses the location of the imbalance. What tissue is it? What part of the bioenergetic field that we describe as a tissue? So what tissue is it? And what's the imbalance that makes that tissue not optimal? The combination of these two frequencies used together has proven to be much more powerful than either frequency by itself or any single frequency. The benefits of magnetic field dual frequency combination reduce discomfort, helping to increase vitality and supporting holistic health and well-being. The results have been remarkable. When we developed the MagHealy, they asked me for a selection of 24 of the protocols that would be the most useful by the most people. And that's what's now contained in the MagHealy device, the 24 essentials for holistic health, comfort, and well-being. For me, after 25 years following my dream, working on this technology to benefit patients, train people to use devices to make their lives healthier, more vital, so that they can follow their dreams, whatever that dream is. The MagHealy is the next step, the next evolution, the next possibly a revolution at the same time. It's a brilliant step, and I'm incredibly pleased to be part of this adventure. And I'm grateful to the Healy community for creating this device. I hope it brings all of you health, well-being, comfort, and the ability to follow your dreams. Thank you. Be well.